What's up, guys? This is John from Trader for Life. I just want to do a quick recording. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy, so today is Friday, July 12th. So, market ending with a bang today. We basically rally up all the way to 3,018 on ES. As I mentioned before, I'm looking at somewhere at 330. That will be the I would say a temporary top on ES. There should be a trend channel here coming up shortly. Let's see if I can draw it correctly. Somewhere around that area. Maybe it doesn't have to start from here, but it could be start from here. Okay. And I also have an alert at 3:30 right there that will let me know and alert me that I'm going to start looking at maybe potential short the market. It's not going to be a long-term short, but it's just a short-term short, meaning that a minor pullback. The reason why I said that is I also look at the range. If you look at the range on this side, it's about 2910 to, I would say maybe, is it 2964, so roughly about 55 points. And if I duplicate that as well, that will be somewhere really close in this area. So the market is basically, oops, what's that? Market will be like very, very, very super close to the top of the range if we just duplicate this. So it's something that I pay attention. Um, we are basically getting tired and tired on getting up here. So that's why I'm thinking to do the short-term um, short on the market. Now, you got to be very careful here. ES is making a new high, and also I believe NQ also making a new high, Nasdaq. Now DIA, which is the Dow, also making a new high. However, SMH semiconductor, it's not making 52 weeks high. IWM is not making new high, and IBD, which is the biotech, it is selling off, or it's basically pulling back. So there is a lot of divergence on the market right now. There's a lot of rotation, money rotation from one side that is selling and also moving to the other one. Um, Oil, I just want to cover this a little bit. Oil, in the other hand, it's also hitting resistance here. Um, it pulled back, and then now it's hitting the secondary resistance. Let me change my drawing tool here. For some reason, my computer is frozen. All right, so we'll let it sit down for a while there. There you go. Now you can see right there, it's just basically making doji over doji. So it is getting tired, to be honest, but it does have room to go up. I mean, it can try to break and then fall down. Um, That's for oil. Now for gold, gold rail, it's sideways from the last time it was making a high here. So we just basically making pullback, holding up the this upper trend channel here, which has become support, and then bounce back. Um, I mentioned you guys basically I was participating on this. I sold it here. Now it goes making a double top here, and then it sold off again, and then it tests the blue line again a couple times. Now it start bouncing again. It probably will just stay sideways if it does break the blue line, and then the next one will be this, and I will be start buying because my long-term view for gold, it will go higher, especially I mean, we already talked about last week, um, weekly call that the FOMC and the Fed, Powell basically mentioned that they will still support the market with cutting the rates. It is data dependent, so something they're just gonna say it, because they cannot right now at this moment they have a conflicting information. I mean, a conflicting stuff in front of them, right? Market is making a new high. It doesn't make sense for them to cut it. If it market selling off, yes, they will support. They will flood the market with that um, new money. So it's easy to bump up the market. Now the market is making a new high. I don't know. It feels like yeah, we just gonna say that we support the market, but we just have to wait and see. In my humble opinion, I don't think they will cut interest rate by the end of this July. Um, Probably something down the line, somewhere in December or maybe or even October. So that is my take. Now, of course, I don't have a crystal ball. Like I mentioned, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. This is just an opinion. It's not a recommendation to um, buy or invest or sell stock. I always look at the chart day by day, week by week, and then just stay humble from that side. It's not gonna be a good thing if you just stuck in one or bias in one direction, and you probably will get killed. Like for example, if you short this market right here, you probably already get killed with this rally. So either you have a lot of money that you can double down, or you just have to cut loss. So just be humble. I mentioned on the group that I'm going to start looking for shorting the market, just a minor pullback and protection here next week. So that's something I'm looking forward to. The other thing, a couple stocks I want to mention is, um, well, before I go there, if you like this channel, if you like this weekly call I made, make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the channel. That will um, help me very much. I really appreciate that. Now let's go to look up Tesla. We made very good money on Tesla here. Tesla, I mentioned on the group. Of course, my computer is acting up slow again. Maybe it's time to buy a new one. Ta-da! All right, so while we're waiting on that, we basically made a good money from this pullback or going up higher here. And then total, I would say probably around $3,000 with all the win money. I did mention to the group that we probably will go sideways, and of course we um, broke the 235 support, and then we fail, and then we bounce back again. So now we close at 245. 245. It's making a good um, um, last rally, I would say, on Tesla. Eventually, it's gonna test this resistance, 255, around 250 to 255. That will be the resistance that you want to pay attention. That is the weekly. I'm sorry, it will be the major monthly support, I believe. Okay, let's take a look at this. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And these two, what I'm talking about. And another one. So, um, that is the 218. No, I apologize. That's a 18, 180. So the one I'm talking about right here, I apologize. It's this one, the 255, 255 again, another 255, 250, another one here again, and here again. So there's a lot of resistance on this side as well. So you just have to pay attention if this resistance hold or it will basically get breached. If it does get breached, Tesla is easily will go back to 300. So that is my opinion. I think there's a lot of short is start covering their short, and then they can just start going making higher. Now, of course, you can if you can look at this blue line, I did draw the upper trend line here. That is 270 will be the upper target for the channel line. So that will be something that maybe will play out, okay, in a couple months. So that's for Tesla. I'm gonna be participating on selling put on this guy. Just keep continuing taking profit on the credit put spread. And of course, if the market start pulling back minor, then probably have to see that 235 level because that was the major support. Um, I'm sorry, not major, but was a support. And also, if you look at on this left side here, this is also the 230 level, and it was holding. So that's Tesla. Let me look at the list here. I have SQ. I did mention this last week. SQ is making a very good head and shoulder, or maybe also potential cup and holder, cup and handle. 74.50 was the resistance, and it got broke because the analysts upgrade SQ and then it start grinding higher. If you also look at the monthly, there is a trend channel here that was broken. So once it's broken, it just went up easy. So what's happened with SQ? I do like SQ. I think SQ company is doing very much well. My target with this company will be 190 to $100 easy. 96 right there. That will be the upper top of the Bollinger Band. So 96, bet between 90 to 100. That was my range. It's easy to do it that way. Okay. Will I buy it right now? Maybe not. Probably will wait until there's a minor pullback and then start buying. So that will be my take on SQ. I probably want to put alert here. This is the first support. Um, that's one, or maybe second. That one is overnight. We don't count that. Yeah, that will be my first take right there. The whoever bought here. All right, it's Friday night, so it's almost 9 o'clock. All right, so this is the upper. I don't think it will go down to this, but if it does, that's gonna hit a lot of people that have buy here with a stop. But I am looking at this sideway because it's a bullish consolidation and then the top, and that's why I put the 79 is the support for any pullback on the SQ. I do like SQ for a long term. STNE, which is the stock that I own, I bought it back in 32 right here, average. I also bought a lot on the 26, 25 area, but average will be at 32. That's my take right there. But it hit 35. We did fill the gap. If you look at the chart here, we filled the gap on this one. We hit the 50% fit, and then it start minor pullback, which is it looks okay because it was a little bit overbought. Now we just have to wait for next week. If it does making a sideways as a bullish bull flag, then it has a lot of potential to go to 37. And then after that, test the 39. Okay, 39. I don't think that will get breached right away. I think that will be just bounce range in this area until we see what happens with the market. So that is my take on SDNE. I do hold this position for long term. Um, what else do I have? WW. This is the stock. I own the option for Jan 2021. Strike 20. I sold it today because it was touching the last resistance right there at 2440. I'm expecting this will be have a minor pullback, but it does have potential to just keep running. 2250 will be the support that we need to pay attention. Um, so if it does hold that, then technically it does have room to go up. Temporary, it does have an overbought condition, but it does on the weekly, it does have a very good upper range here. It can go back up $29 as a gap fill as well if you look at the daily. So right there, I do have alert. Uh, it's 29.93, but 27.12 was the scroll this a little bit to the left. There was a short bottoming. Well, not bottoming, but there's a bar here before the gap fill. So it needs to basically break that one first. All right, so that's WW. I sold that. I know I was thinking that, oh, maybe I sold it too early, but it's okay. I'm waiting for a pullback, or I can sell a credit to spread here and every time. Just keep grinding higher. So we'll look at that again. EA. All right, so this is the okay. I do have two more. EA is the position I have. I was making money in here. Sold it at 102. Stock basically went up to 103. It breached the monthly range value, but the next day it has an upgrade and then it fall back again. So um, because the July 2nd was the release of the Apex Legends 2, and apparently they have a server issue. They have also analysts that talking about, oh, the game is not able to compete with Fortnite, yada yada. So that's why there's a lot of sold off. Oh, I apologize one more time. The CEO also has there's an insider sale from the CEO about $2 million value of the option of the stock. So that's why it's been tanking right there. Right now I'm losing money, but overall it's still a minus for me on EA. But I am hedging this. I'm putting the spread so I can wait until this goes up back to 96, 97. That's why that's where my break-even point. If I keep hedging, then I will able to gain the differences. Then that will be still a positive trade for me. Okay, so that's for EA, and then the last one will be WDC. WDC is basically hitting the resistance here, a double top on from the last one. I don't know what's happened here. It just stopped pulling back, but now it's making the V pattern. And if you look at this, is also considered as a top and handle. We just have to see if it's still going sideways. If it does going sideways, then this stock has a potential back to $80 easy. Okay, that will be something that I will pay attention. I will also looking at more the chart and see where's the support and resistance. just to understand if there is enough juice to play this option with this stock. So it does making a very good. Also, if you look at here, low and high, it never really breached that. So this has a room to go up. So a temporary overbought, but it does have room on weekly. So that is my take. Now, oops, that will be it for the weekly trade this week. We'll be focusing next week. If you like the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friend. And hopefully you learn a lot from this YouTube channel. Beside that, have a great weekend and enjoy your family, your friends, and your time off. Have a good weekend.